up at Portland State University along with Bill. But I'm an artist, and I spend a lot of time making art. I paint, and I have some neurons I made behind me out of. I made them using a printmaking method out of plants and things. So they're kind of big ones on the wall back there. But
Cool.
yeah. And
That's so nice. It's so cool.
well, I'm excited to see what you made. I hear it.
We even made neurons out of food.
Oh,
I'm very excited to see those. Right. Let's see who wants to go next. Katie Ray, you're next on my screen at least. So
Hello. Hi, I'm Katie Ray. Can you hear me? All right.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, thanks so much for coming. I did make a big neuron out of plants, but my cat tore it apart in the night. So I made a very silly food neuron. Can you see it?
oh, I love it.
Wow.
I love it.
It was
I'm so hungry right now, but it's so weird to have potatoes that are
Potatoes, yeah. I made a pre-breakfast sort of situation. I work with the neuroscience club at our school where Bill and Jeff are teachers. And yeah, so I'm still learning, like you guys, a lot of things about the brain. I'm very excited to see all the things that you guys have learned and what you know and all your neurons.
sure.
Katie Ray, pass it on.
Haley, do you want to go?
Yeah, sure. I'm Haley. I also go to Portland State and I'm part of the neuroscience club. Um, I'm a psychology major with a neuroscience minor, and I have a focus in trauma therapy. Or like that's my goal. Um,
Such a nice goal.
Thank you.
Nice goal. I agree.
Does Natalie want to go next?
Hi guys, can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, nice to see some familiar faces here. My name is Natalie, and I recently graduated from Portland State University, where Bill and Jeff were my teachers, and I was in neuroscience club with Katie Ray and Becky and some others. So I'm into neuroscience research, doing science and stuff. And when I was at PSU, I studied language a lot. And now I'm up in Seattle at the University of Washington, and we're studying sleep and how people can sleep better and healthier. And so I'd love to chat more about that if you guys have any questions. And I'll pass it off to Becky.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So nice. You can use me as a sample.
Hi, I
I
am
like to sleep a
Becky.
lot. I like to sleep a lot.
That's awesome.
Oh, I'm Becky. I'm also a student at Portland State. This is my last year of undergrad, and then next year I'm going to start a program to learn how to be a counselor. So I'm gonna be there for a while longer with a lot of these guys. Let's see Aaron.
Actually, Becky, are you wearing a neuron on your head?
Can you see it? I couldn't tell because it's like blurred out. I was gonna wait until the
neuron in your head.
Yeah, so
what I
I
want,
don't know if you could see it. Can you see?
Yeah,
That's
I
a nice
can see it.
hairstyle.
I can see it.
Yeah,
Really?
it's
Actually.
a
I
whole
tried to
hat.
figure out what it was.
Yeah, it's instead of just a neuron, sometimes we make a whole net that goes on or a hat. And I made this one a little too small. It's for my daughter, and so I have to put my hair up so that it can stay. But this is something that we do too.
It's so funny.
I know it is. It is really funny. Sometimes I forget that it's on, and I'll go out to like the grocery store, and I don't remember. People look at me a
It
little
will
weird,
take
but
a lot of time from you.
it's not so bad. As we do more of them, they get faster and faster. Okay, I'm gonna pass this to Erin.
It's not bad at all. Good job.
Thank you.
Aw.
I want one too now.
You can make it, Aaron.
I absolutely will. Well, hello everyone. My name is Aaron. I'm a scientist at Oregon Health and Science University, and I research stress, how stress influences learning, memory, health, and well-being over the lifespan, and can also lead to enhanced forms of learning, memory, attention, and problem solving that are all relevant in different types of environments.
This is actually really interesting.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I definitely think it's very interesting as well. And I'm going to pass this on to Cody.
I last time saw you collecting frogs' brains.
Aaron, were you collecting frogs' brains? This is your first time here, right?
That it is. Not frog brains, but we have a lot of different brains up here with Northwest Noggin. We have sheep brains, we have chicken brains, we have cougar brains, we have black bear brains, and human brains. We brought our own too.
Some people eat chicken's brains.
Yeah, they probably do, actually. Yeah, I think so. Actually, yeah, we sometimes inadvertently eat them, right? Because they get added to feed. But yeah, for other animals. Who is going next? Did you
I
say?
am.
Oh, Cody, yeah.
Hi, I'm Cody. I'm a student at Portland State. I'm majoring in psychology and minoring in neuroscience. I actually brought a couple past projects from Dr. Greiser's class, kind of the same thing, so kind of hard to see, but I made a Meissner's corpuscle out of pipe cleaners. It's kind of big.
What's a Meissner's corpuscle, Cody?
So it's a mechanoreceptor, so it helps with like tactile.
Hello, can someone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yep.
And then I also made just a regular neuron out of paracord for a different project. That one might be a little harder to see.
Yeah, nice.
Awesome.
I'm excited to see what you guys have made. I'm going to pass it off to Jen if you want to go.
We don't hear you. You're muted.
Always. I always forget. Hi, everybody. I'm Jen. It's so good to see you. I am also one of Bill's students over at PSU, and I'm studying the brain and your feelings and how different things in life make you feel happy or sad and how plants interact with that. So I did make a little neuron for you guys. That's why I had my camera off. I had to run and go finish it. I made it out of nuts and some coral. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Beautiful, actually.
Thank you. And that's my bad dog.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so good to see you all. I can't wait to see what you made. And I guess I will pass that off to who else hasn't gone? Let's see.
Who's on there? Let's see. Is Asma? Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, good morning, everyone. I was not sure, is the introduction for the people who are here permanently or for the guest as well? My name is Asma Taha, and I am a nurse, and I do teach at Oregon Health and Science. And Erin invited me, so thank you for having me here this morning.
Thank you for joining us. Yeah.
Thank you. And you are welcome to join any time in the Noggin session.
Thank you. You're so sweet. Thanks a lot.
Philip, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, great seeing you, Bill. It's been too long.
Hi, say hello there.
Yeah, so I'm Philip Boulay. I'm a PhD student at Oregon Health and Science University. I study clinical psychology, and I used to be one of Bill's students. Was active in Northwest Noggin for a few years, and yeah, I did my undergrad at PSU in psychology, and glad to be here with you all. So
Yeah, thank you. Let's see, who else is here that we should have introduced?
Really creative.
Salma.
Nesta.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt. It is very creative. There's a lot of creative stuff, right? You guys are very creative. We can't wait to see all the cells. So, Salma, do you want to introduce yourself? Are you
Hello?
muted? Oh, yeah. Hey.
Oh, hi. I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
Should I like start representing first?
Yeah, if you want to just tell us who you are and how you got involved in outreach maybe or something, or yeah, you can show a neuron if you want to, if you made one.
Oh, so hi. I'm Salma Dakha, and I've created a functioning neuron model using edible materials.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, do I have maybe the wrong Salma here?
Yeah, Salma is a student.
Oh, my bad. I'm
Not
sorry, Salma.
not
There was,
the volunteer Salma.
there's
It's
another
fine.
Salma. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Salma.
Oh, because I waited in case for another Salma to respond.
Oh,
So
of course.
sorry.
No worries at all. And I can't wait to see your neuron too. But I don't maybe
Okay, so the way we can go around this, so I can share my screen, and we have them in alphabetical order.
Okay, cool.
And so some of the students are not here with us, but we can still look at their neurons, and the students that are here just say that, hey, this is my neuron, okay?
Okay, sure. So we have to
Got it.
introduce ourselves and then show our neurons.
Yes, so so the neuron will be on the screen. Your neuron will be on the screen. Just introduce yourself, introduce why you made, like, you chose this material for your neuron, talk about it, your experience making it. And I told you guys to name it. So if you named it, tell us the name. So yeah. Bill, can you make me be able to share my screen, please?
Yeah, hold on one second.
Oh, I can now. Okay,
You
perfect.
can? Okay, good. I allowed multiple presenters. Yep.
All right. So this is our first one, and this is by Ahed Aqila. Ahed, are you with us?
That's
Yes.
Okay. So Ahed, can you talk about your neuron, about what like, and your process in making it?
Wow. That's beautiful.
Ahed, can you hear us?
Yeah, I made that at the clay. Help mother.
Okay, perfect.
Really cool. It's
I
got all
love
the
the-
parts. All
Yeah,
the
I love the myelin on it.
The myelin's very cool.
It's very creative.
I feel so happy if my doing.
That's
Amazing.
awesome.
Doing.
Your brain cells were happy about your brain cell, right?
Okay.
We receive in Gaza. Okay?
We have Amro.
Yes, I am from Gaza.
That is
اوكي
beautiful.
بعدين بتقول I want to talk بعدين بدك تحكي اخر حاجه اهم شيء تحكي عن الانواع تاعتها بعدين بتقول الفاكت تاعتها about 86 billion neurons that more than number of stars that you feel in the sky اوكي
سميتها تيرس.
ايش تيرس يعني
بعرف اسم.
لا من وين ليش سميتهم بدك تقول لهم ما انت
خلاص ولا شيء.
I
سميتها
think
كوبون.
we have
I mean
someone
human
who have the mic on.
Oh, yeah. Should I turn
Better, I think.
better yes
Please see if I can find it.
Okay.
This is great. We've got a load of participants.
Yes.
32 people.
Okay. Hi, Better. So
Hi.
your brain cell is coming in after this. Okay.
Okay.
So we have Amro. Amro al-Ghamri. Amro, I think, is with us. I saw his name. I don't know if he's still with us.
What's the last name? I don't see him at the moment. Yeah, it's in alphabetical order. I don't see him at the moment here.
So we have
I have a question, Abdulrahman. Is the kids are in
Yes.
Gaza? Or are they in the West Bank? Or are they Palestinian in America?
No, they are either in Gaza or in Egypt or in other countries. But they're all Palestinians, originally from Gaza. So they're either in Gaza right now or in other countries.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Imar, are you raising your hand? Hmm? Do you have a question?
Hello, Mister.
Hey,
Yes,
hello
hello.
there.
I hope you will. مستر معلش احنا ما كانش عندنا نت فهلقيت اجى عندنا النت ف I was to be joined.
Okay, welcome. Welcome. So Aymar is saying that he didn't have connection and he's joining right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so I really love this brain cell by Amro. He was with us, but I think he got disconnected.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very nice. Okay.
Wow.
So here we have Ayman. Ayman Abu Salim. Ayman, are you with us?
Yes, Mister.
Okay, Ayman. Do you want to talk about your brain cell and your process in making it?
Okay. My name is Ayman. I'm from Gaza. I live in Turkey. I made this project from the cartoon. Like I didn't hard work for it because I have less than 1 hour.
Yeah. That's pretty good though. That's a beautiful neuron.
I like
I
that.
made it.
Yeah, I like it.
Story.
Perfect.
That's really, really creative for you. Thank you for your time.
That's beautiful.
Okay, better now. Better, he just had his camera on.
Yes.
Can you turn on your camera again, please, better? I think because you had it with you. Perfect. Yeah, that's actually very beautiful.
That is
Yes.
I really like that.
So, Badr, what year are you and where are you right now?
I'm in North Gaza and my name is Badr and I want to share with you my project. I called it the Kobona because I made it from humanitarian aid packages that we receive in Gaza from the war.
So you made it from the aid packages that you receive.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
That's gorgeous.
I love it. I
really
love the colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like you even have mitochondria.
It's very creative. Yeah, I love the colors and I love that it has like, I don't know, it has like these pop 80s vibes.
It does.
Yes, it does actually.
So that's great work, Badr. Thank you so much for showing us your neuron.
The pattern looks like it's got like all the organelles, Jeff, you were saying, right? Like it's got like
that's what I was
mitochondria.
thinking.
Yeah.
I want
Mitochondria.
to talk about my brain cell.
Talk about it, please.
But first, what is the brain cell? A brain cell or neuron is a special type of cell that send messages all over our body. It helps us think, feel, and move. But the parts of the neuron, number one, the cell body. The cell body is this big round part, and the nucleus. It's in there. It's like a brain of the cell because it controls everything. Number two, the dendrites. These are the spiky parts that messages from the other neurons. Number three, the axon, the long part that carry the message away from the body cell. Number four, the mammalian sheath. It's the green block on the axon. They help the message travel faster like a slide. And number five, the axon terminal. These are the ending when the message is sent to the
Better doesn't have enough internet connection, and
Yeah,
that's actually really good,
that's
to be honest.
amazing. Wait, we can react, right? Let me see
next
here.
Better.
neuron. But your brain has the number of static.
Amazing, Better.
That was
Thank you
really
so
nice.
much, Better,
Oh.
for covering what a brain cell is. I'm going through the definitions. It's very important. So thank you so much. And yeah, and also if you guys have any questions about the brain cells, you can also feel free to ask. We have a lot of people here that know a lot about the brain cells, so they're gonna help you in any question you have about brain cells or the brain. So when you're introducing your brain cell, if you have any question about it, something you're curious, please feel free to include it in your introduction. And we have Jude.
I cannot speak about my project
Okay, who's speaking?
because the internet.
Shadi?
Ahad.
Ahad. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. No worries, no worries. If you have anything to add, please also feel free. All right. So
The
that's also
internet was bad.
yes, it's
Can I
okay.
repeat?
Yes, if you want. It's Ahad, you're there.
Hi everyone, my name is Ahmed Akila. I live in Gaza. I will show you a beautiful thing. I made it with my mother hen. It's a brain cell. I made it from clay. I used it because it's easy to use and it has a lot of colors like red, blue, yellow, and orange. I name it Star. I was so happy when I do it.
That's beautiful.
Perfect, Ahad. Thank you so
Beautiful.
Yeah,
much.
nicely done.
Real creative and good colors.
Amazing. Okay, now we have Imar. Imar, are you with us? I think Imar was with us.
Yeah, miss.
Okay, perfect. Imar, actually, I really love this. So would you like to talk about it and about yourself and where you are right now and anything you want to share?
Hello, I'm Imar Abu Zaid. I'm in year and I will tell you about my project. When I saw the nervous system, its color is like red cabbage. So the idea came to me when I saw the cabbage and my dad's help I was able to do it. And I'm happy to
I love this one.
and I'm happy to be with you. I'm in Gaza.
It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful color too, you know? It's very
Yeah.
striking.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Like
Yes,
that.
you know. Thank
Amazing.
you.
Great work, Imar. I also want to say for all students in Gaza right now, if you could raise your hand, because I think I want to go through your projects first, just in case you guys lost connection. So if you want, if you're in Gaza, just raise your hand so that we could go through the project first, because I know the connection is a critical issue here.
You want to do to Lamar?
Yes, let's do Lamar, Jude, and Raya then.
Good.
Okay, so Lamar is L.
Oh, many. That's really nice.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Okay, Lamar, did you share your brain cell? Lamar, please unmute, and yeah, you can unmute. I don't know, she's not.
Okay.
She can't hear me. Okay, Jude. Let's go to Jude's project.
These are really just stunning.
It's
okay, Jude. Jude, can you
This
hear
is
me?
my project, and I'm from Gaza. And there's no supplies because there's no supplies. And I found the most thing we have in our house. These ear thingies. And I tried my best to make a brain cell.
I love it. I
it's
love it.
really good. I like how you did your axon, the wire part on that. It's really nice. It has
Yeah, like using two. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's awesome. And here's a neuron from your ear. This is called a hair cell. You shouldn't get the ear thingy that far in your ear.
I'm happy to love it.
Yeah.
Great, great.
Really very
Okay, we have Raya as well. Let's see. Raya.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's awesome.
Wow, creative, actually. Creative.
Raya,
So-
please. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm Raya. Wait, why can't I see myself? Okay, so I'm Raya, and I made this brain cell, my brain cell from yarn. So or actually from wool. So I called it woolly because like I made it from wool, and I made it from wool to represent how and show how the complexity of the neuronal structure. And I believe that woolly works in one direction from its body to its tail. And I actually think that the mechanism by which the signals are transmitting is very impressive. I mean, although neurons look similar, but they do different functions.
Yes, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. It's very interesting because like even like in the brain, so we have like neurons specific for, as you are saying, different functions. Like for example, we have neurons that release this chemical, we have neurons that release this other chemical. So it really depends on where they are in the brain. So yeah, that's absolutely true.
Like all different sizes and shapes, right? Because they carry out different functions, right? So they are shaped differently, so they're able to do that.
Yep, yep. All right. So we have Juri here as well. Juri. It's very nice.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, the colors.
The colors look good, actually.
Those are super cool.
Hi.
Hi.
Creative.
That's very creative.
Hi.
Hi, Juri. We can hear you.
Great.
My name is Juri Abu Shaban. I'm from Gaza, and I make this project from the clay, and I name it colored brain.
Very nice.
I like the swan cells in the in the myelin.
Fortunately, I made it.
That's beautiful. I love the axon terminals that get there. It's interesting. The dendrites are like a different thickness than the axon terminals. It's really very, very cool. Very distinct parts, and brightly colored. I like the outline of it.
Electricity lines. Actually.
Okay. Juri, do you want to add anything to your brain cell?
Yeah.
Okay, please do.
Unfortunately, I made it this because we from Gaza and no materials. So I don't make a nice project because we don't have any materials.
Actually, this is a very nice project, and it's
Yeah.
beautiful use of the material
Thank
that
you.
you've got available. It's
Actually,
Very nice.
very colorful, beautifully outlined. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic, Jury.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and we have also Kareem, a classmate, wants to add comment to Jury's project. He's
Sure.
been trying to. Kareem, do you want to add a comment?
yeah, it was actually really good. I like the outline. It feels like electricity is passing through.
I like
It's
that
actually
too. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing, guys. All right,
And
so we have.
I want to say I like at the end there, like the outline kind of comes apart a little bit at the axon terminals, because that's where a message has got to get out, right? You're going to have chemicals released, those neurotransmitters from the axon terminals. So it looks like in your drawing, there's a way for them to get across.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Perfect.
Creative with the outline.
Very creative with the outline. Yes.
Kareem, so we have
Miss-
Kareem Khalaf, but Miss Asma, who's
Yeah,
a
wants to
teacher,
share something. Yep.
do you want to share anything?
So yeah, hi, Mr. Abdulrahman. Hi, hello everyone. So I just want to say all of these are actually my students, and we have been planning these projects for a while now. And they have, I swear to you, they try to use all the materials available, and I was very, very amazed by all of their ideas. Like some ideas were absolutely stunning, as you can see from the pictures that Mr. Abdulrahman is showing. And they actually did it in a remarkable time, like within like just a few hours. Like everyone had their projects ready. As their teacher, as their science teacher, I'm very proud of them. I want to say to every single one of these students, I'm very proud, guys. You made it. It's really amazing. I'm proud, and I think also everyone seeing these beautiful projects that you made are also proud of you. I would like just to share something quickly I made now, if I may.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is okay. This is my simple neuron. Neurona. Say hi, Neurona.
Hey, Neurona.
So I made this quickly so I can like I set it as an example for my students to follow up. And yeah, this is my simple neuron here. So yeah, I made it by this is actually, we call it in Arabic sibha. So these are like tiny little beans, colorful beans, and yeah, so like that's my own neuron here.
That's amazing.
I love the
Great.
backdrop.
Yeah.
I love the backdrop too.
Yeah, it's my rug.
It's like
It's
a
my
neuron
rug.
in a maze.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's incredible.
So yeah, I just wanted to say that thank you everyone at Noggin for allowing the students to participate in such a project, to be part of this great knowledgeable experience initiative, and they actually learned so much. And trust me when I say so much about neuroscience. So yeah, I just wanted to say that quickly before any internet cut off. Actually, I'm in Jordan right now. I'm also from Gaza, and I've been working with the British International School for like 5 years now as a science and biology teacher, but I'm currently in Jordan. But I just wanted to share these thoughts and tell all my students that I am so proud of you guys. So proud.
Amazing work, everybody. And thank you so much.
Really amazed about your
Thank you, Mrs. Smart.
Thank you, Ms. Asma.
Habibi, guys, I love you guys. I love you. I'm so proud of you.
We love
Amazing.
you too, Miss.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
perfect.
get back to you,
We love you
Abdurrahman. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Ms. Asmat, and for showing your neuron, and for your efforts. And that's amazing. So we had Kareem Khalaf, his hand was raised before. I don't know. Let's see. Kareem, are you still with us?
Hi, my name is Karim Khalaf from North Gaza. I made this nerve cell using crayons, yarn, small ball plastic sticks, and some colorful bits I found at home.
Amazing.
I love
Yeah,
it.
really
Colors.
nice.
Yes, that's very nice. I love the cell body, the material used in the cell body.
Actually creative. Very creative with the crayons and
Because
straws.
it's got all the parts, pieces. It's beautiful. Hmm?
Incredible. Okay. Jude, do you have any comment on your project?
No, because the internet was gone.
Okay, perfect. We'll come back. Okay. We have Farah. Farah, are you still with us? Or are you
Yeah.
with us? Okay. So do you want to talk about your project?
Yes, I'm Farah. I'm from Gaza and I'm in Egypt. I made this project with markers, pieces of cardboard, glue, and more hot glue covered in paint because I like art and crafts and I used the things around me and
I love it.
Yeah, I really love the axon terminals. That must be the hot glue, huh?
Really love the like the
really love the
35.
tail, but will it stick
I
for the
really
table
love
forever?
the 45-degree square.
I love that too. It's kind of, it really marks that soma, right? That cell body.
Kind of looks like a like a little star. Do you know those stars with those like smooth? But this is
I love it. Yeah.
like a line.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. We have an edible one, Hussam Abu Ghalyun.
That's beautiful.
This is my project. I made it out of grapes and melon.
Sorry, not Hussam, Hussein. Yes, Hussein.
This is my project. I made it out of grapes and melon.
That's beautiful.
That's amazing.
Right in the axon terminals. And oh my God, that's a great axon.
And the nucleus in the
Yeah.
is really nice. Yeah.
Very creative. Thank you, Hussein.
Oh, I love that. It's got collateral.
How brain cells work. Brain cells communicate with each other to help us to learn new things, remember favorite things, control movement, feel emotions, hippocampus to remember memory, parietal lobes help movement, and frontal lobes reasoning, temporal lobes help language.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank
Very
you so much. Okay. Azzuddin, are you with us?
I love that this one has collateral. The branches off of the axon. That's
Yeah.
actually
Hello, Azzuddin. Can you introduce yourself and your brain cell?
My name is Din Redesi and I'm in Gaza. My project made from plastic plastics.
very cool.
Amazing. That's very nice. It's very nice. Okay.
Oh, that's
Jad.
fluffy.
Jad, are you with us? We have Ajad.
Yes,
I don't know.
Mr.
Okay. So can you introduce yourself and your project, please?
Hello, everyone. My name is Jay Sharif, and I made my brain cell from a bottle lid and a flower and a cotton and some threads.
I love it.
I love that. And you know, if you look at the floor, it looks like there's a neuron to the left of it in the cracks in the floor.
That's an interesting detail. Yeah, it's very nice. But yeah, great work, Jad.
Beautiful. It looks like a soft, like cushiony neuron, you know.
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
You could rest on it, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is Jude. Okay, this is Judy. Judy, are you with us?
That is beautiful.
So I don't know if Judy is with us, but she
Creative
actually,
with the
but she left a note. She left a note for us as well.
Oh, pasta.
Yeah.
So she named it pasta because it's one of her favorite choices of food, especially when her mom bakes it with corn, mushroom, and white cream.
Well, that's
Okay. All right. Amazing. Judy is not with us apparently. Okay.
That is beautiful though.
Can you go back to that one more time? It looks like, yeah, maybe it's an illusion, but the soma and the dendrites, it looks like three-dimensional, like it's like coming out of the screen, the way that
it does.
Yeah.
It looks really
It looks
cool.
like my screen is cracked, actually.
So does it even look more like it's coming out of the screen then, or it's like it's
Yeah.
That's
Really.
beautiful.
Okay. Kareem.
Assalamu alaikum. I am
Assalam.
Karim Khalil Abu Ghalion, and I would like to introduce you my neuron. So I made it in these ingredients because I realized coffee wakes you up. Beets give you lots of nutrients.
That's amazing.
Which
Yes,
is
and
so, and also a fact about our brain cells. Our brain cells has billions of brain cells. No. Our brain has billions of brain cells.
Yes.
2, brain cells can talk to each other really fast. 3, we can grow new connections between brain cells when we learn.
Absolutely.
And when you damage a brain cell, it cannot regenerate or it cannot be replaced. It just becomes damaged and never grows. And
actually, I'm eating dates right now.
And it causes when there is no nutrients or oxygen. And that's apparently what happened to my grandfather. He had a coma for 10 days. And each time his body couldn't work, he was paralyzed, really weak, and after 10 days, he eventually passed away, like 10 days.
Yeah, the brain cells are very important, right? To keep us taking that information in and perceiving things.
thank you for sharing, Kareem.
Yeah, thank you.
I actually like what you said about how the brain cells, like if a brain cell like was hurt, it doesn't regenerate. That's actually something that is special for the brain or the brain cells, whereas in the rest of the body, like other cells, they can regenerate, but brain cells are very special, and that's why important to take care of them. And I like that you chose the coffee and the dates, because like even dates and coffee, they are like healthy for brain cells, obviously in moderate amounts. And for coffee at certain times of day, but they're something brain cells love. So I really love this brain cell.
Actually, I'm eating dates right now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. صحتين.
Drinking coffee.
Feeding your neurons.
What was it? There are opportunities though for some brain cells to get replaced. It happens when like we do something new or go in particular go new places, like go explore a new location. And it can be actually a virtual location potentially, or it could be like another place in your neighborhood, in your surroundings. If you go someplace that's new, it can sometimes provoke like new growth of cells, like new neurons get generated. And they actually tend to migrate to a structure you guys have mentioned in, our discussion today, the hippocampus. So in the temporal lobe, an area that's very important for memory function. So if you can move and get out and go places, and you can do that sometimes it seems like online, sometimes too with like video games and things like that, but new places, you can sometimes grow new cells.
Yes.
I
I have a
understand that happens only due to memory. Like, if you forget something, you lose a brain cell, but if you go to a new location, see new things, you can regrow your brain cells and make a new connection.
Yeah, it's interesting when you forget something. Sometimes you don't necessarily forget it. You just aren't being reminded of it at the time. It could still be in those networks in your brain. And should you encounter, something that reminds you of it, it could call up that memory again. So it could call up that experience again.
I have a question.
Yeah, please. Right. Yes.
So, Mr. Abdulrahman said to care for our brain cells, but how?
Who can answer that? How do we care for our brain cells?
Eating the right nutrients we need, and even breathing enough oxygen.
Absolutely. Yes, those are very important things. You got to keep eating and you got to keep breathing. Exactly. Yes.
Also, Jennifer is doing
You
little
have to
sleep
eat healthy
movement,
food.
eat
Yeah.
healthy food, sleep, and exercise. Also, going back to what Bill was saying about the growth of new brain
People
cells.
and make exercises.
Exercises are very important, yeah. And learning, always learning new things.
Get a
Because
good sleep.
get a good sleep and learn new things. And even the learning happens during the sleep. So it's all connected to each other.
Aaron, do you want to say something? Yeah, I knew.
Another really important thing is something that we're all doing right here, socialization. We're all talking and learning new networks and connecting with one another. And in fact, they found that, yeah, socialization is a very strong protector against a whole risk of health conditions, including one of the strongest protectors against dementia later in life.
Wow, it's actually a really creative idea, Aaron. Thank you for your idea.
I used to not socialize.
I heard that you should not drink alcohol or drugs because it can destroy brain cells.
That's actually true. So it depends on, the amount that you consume and things like that and how often you consume some of these things. But yeah, there are some definite risks and dangers associated with the consumption of alcohol, for example.
Amazing. We have Karim Shaath.
Yes,
Brain
I'm
cell.
with you. I'm
Okay.
Kareem Shaat. I'm from Palestine, Gaza, and somehow like my friends call me Termic because it's an Arabic curriculum, and I'm very grateful that I have opportunity to participate in this project and in this meeting also. So I've done my project like the things like somehow to feed the brain to make them work with better energy and faster. Like I use almond, raisins, the cashew, and dark chocolate.
Oh, I know. Very good stuff. Yeah, dark chocolate's all good.
That's very interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I like that many of you guys connected the material you're using to a feature in the brain or the brain cells. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Mariam, are you with us?
I like this one. They're all so beautiful.
Yes. Wow. Really
You're with us,
beautiful.
Mariam?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay. Can you introduce yourself, please, and your brain cell?
My name is Maryam Redesi, and I made it. I used from paper and fabric and chopper.
Really nice.
Perfect.
Actually,
Amazing.
it was really creative.
Yeah,
I
I
like
love
the
it.
papers, how they stick out like dendrites. And the neuron is actually really creative. The fabric, it looks like the axon where it delivers the messages. And it's really cool.
Yeah, I like it a lot too.
It is a really hard work job, and I feel happy for everyone. So good job.
Amazing. Okay.
I love the hair bands.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Huh?
Yeah.
Island.
All right, let's go to the. Oh, sorry.
Abdul Rahman, can you actually share this whole?
Yes, I will share the folder with you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
All right, so we have Masa Ashur.
Wow, this is actually really naturey.
Yes, also something the brain
Very
loves.
creative with stone and leaves.
Yeah.
It's
So
gorgeous.
Masa, are you with us? But so most probably Masa will watch the recording of this, so feel free, anyone who has comments, to also put, and also on other students who are
I
not
hope
here.
some people were able to watch the recordings. Thank you for the ones who couldn't come to the live. And good job.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's really beautiful.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
It's very beautiful.
Yes. Misk. So this is Neurona.
Beautiful.
I like
Yes.
how the
Misk, you're with
dendrites
us?
have little hands.
Yes.
Okay, Misk. Do you want to talk about your introduce yourself and introduce your project?
My name is Miss Gredese, year 6. Materials I used from paper.
Amazing. I
like
love
the way
it.
it's escaping. It's reaching out of its frame.
Yeah, I like how bright colored it is.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay.
Like the dendrites match the color of the paint.
And I love how the dendrites have like hands in a way.
Grab the neurotransmitters.
Yeah. Okay. Misk Shalabi. I thought I really like this because like it's very like
Yeah.
it's very creative.
Very organic. It looks like it's kind of there's detail. You got to get into it a little bit. Yeah. And very nicely labeled. Look at that.
I really like how you add the realism.
Yes.
Those dendrites, they look a little dendrite-y, actually. Yeah.
Really do. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're looking like a stained, slice of brain tissue, right?
Okay. Muhammad Abu Ghalion.
Oh, that looks edible and delicious too.
Yes.
You're making me hungry right now.
I added vegetables, cheese, because that vegetables and cheese give you very good nutrients and vitamins.
Absolutely.
True.
And say hello to my happy brain cell.
Oh, that's awesome. It looks very happy. Del.
I love it. I love it.
Parts of the brain cell. Brain cell has 3 main parts. Dendrites. These are like little branches that receive messages from other cells. Cell body is This is the control center where the cell's brain is located. And it processes the signals and decides what to do. Action. This is like a long cable that sends messages to other cells.
That
Amazing.
is wonderful. Yes, very nice, actually.
Okay, so we have Muhammad Qadada. Are you with us? He was with. Hi, Muhammad.
Hi.
Okay, do you want to talk?
Hello,
You have
Amna.
you have two brain cells. So you showed us this last time, so I'm gonna put on the new one, okay? But introduce yourself and your yeah.
My name is Ism Muhammad Qadada. I make a brain cell. I'm from Gaza, but I left to Egypt and make a brain cell from my special toys.
I love that. I love
love
the
that.
dinosaurs on that.
Oh, okay.
Color, and this is little dinosaurs gifted to me from my uncle, and this is little cars. I brought it from Gaza.
I love the direction is also the way the direction information is traveling with
I
in
make
the
a
brain
tube.
cell. You made two, yes. So do you have the other one to show or do you want yes?
Oh, that one we love. That's such a beautiful one. Huh?
I made
Muhammad,
it
awesome.
smaller this time.
Wow.
That's very interesting. Yes.
I really like the colors.
It's amazing. This is
Amazing.
What's this?
Job Muhammad Qadada. Puzzle piece.
Okay. Okay.
This big.
Perfect.
Muhammad, that's
You should so you should take a picture after this with these two brain cells connected to each other.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Because that's how you know like brain cells work. So that would be very interesting, like your toy
Okay.
brain cell with your puzzle brain cell.
Really like the idea.
Perfect. And it's being done right now. Let me see.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
We have brain cells connecting in action.
Yeah. And literally in action potential.
Perfect, Muhammad. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have Ragad.
Oh, another gorgeous one.
It's really nice.
Organic, all the materials.
I think there's like two left.
Ragad, are you with us?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey. Yeah, there's missing one.
I don't know if Ragad is with us. Okay, but I really love this. It's very, yeah, I really love this.
I'm looking to see. I don't see Ragat at the moment. But let's see.
I think it should be flipped though. So I think this is the cell body. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can display them in any direction you like, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They're in all
Just-
different directions.
Just I don't know what Ragad is like. What like her train of thoughts when making the cell body of this or this. But
Oh yeah.
but other than that, it's just very beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Yep. All right, this which one?
Oh, look at
Safa?
that. That's also beautiful. I like I like the axon. Right?
And those dendrites. Yeah.
Yep. I love this. And I love that it used two materials. So it used like the teeth pick and it used like the ear thing.
I'm Safa Abu Samad.
Ah, hi Safa, you're here. Okay.
I made that by my own with a bottle cup, and ear pick and toothpick.
Nice.
Amazing. I love the use of two different materials. Okay.
Wonderful.
Selma.
Looks yummy.
Okay, so this was the Selma, the original.
Honestly, it was made out of 3 materials.
Yes, 3 material: toothpick, plastic, and ear pick. Okay, Selma, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, can you introduce yourself and your project?
So, hi everyone, I am Selma, and I've created a 3D model of how a neuron is made from everyday ingredients.
Amazing.
So you know, like I wanted to put put in it edible materials so it can make it a fun way to learn. So could I walk you through how each part represents the real structures that make our brains communicate?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Really
First
delicious.
of all, first of all, I use dendrites. So these apple slices are the dendrites. Their jagged edges show how real dendrites branch out to catch chemical signals from other neurons. Next is the cell body. This large pomelo is the cell body, or soma, the neuron's control center. It processes all the signals the neuron receives. Next, inside, there these grapes cluster together as the nucleus, the brain of the neuron that contains all its genetic instructions. And then the axon, which is the lines of almonds, is the axon, a long wire that carries electrical impulses away from the cell body. And then, lastly, the synapse. At the end, these raisins are the synapse. They release chemicals to pass the signal to the neuron, like tiny messengers. So this model shows how simple parts create a powerful communication system. Neurons send signals this way billions of times a day, letting you think, move, and even understand this presentation. And that's basically it. I hope you like this.
Oh, I do. Yes.
I love this. What was your
It's delicious and healthy.
yes, the banana? What does it serve? I don't know if you mentioned it.
Oh, it's
Delicious
also
and
part of
nutritious.
It's part of what?
the axon. It's also part of the axon. And I
Amazing.
also put
Yes.
toothpicks in the apples to the pomelo so it stay intact. And
Mm.
I also named it. I named it. It's actually kind of funny. I named it Neurobites because, like, you know, it's edible.
Selma, did you eat your neuron?
Yeah, it was tasty.
Yeah, I think all the neurons that presented here were very tasty, the edible ones.
I like the banana too because you need potassium, right? So for your
Yes.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, antioxidants and fibers, you know.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Salma.
Fantastic. Yeah. Mhm.
Sarah Khalaf.
Oh, how
So annoying.
Okay, someone was unmuted. Sarah Khalaf. Okay, Sarah's not with us, but I love this. It's it's very nice. Also made of toys and
flower.
sticks. So it's very nice. I love it.
How are you, everyone?
Hello?
I'm so sorry for being late.
Ragad.
I'm Ragad.
Yes, we showed your brain cell. We can go back to it if you to introduce yourself.
Yeah, it was beautiful. We love this one.
Some
I think
good going now, so they're going back to the
Okay. So Ragad, do you want to introduce yourself and your project?
Yeah. I am Ragad,
and I'm 13 years old. And I'm so grateful to join in the neuroscience session. And I prepare the brain cell, which is contain like this. There's my project, and I prepare it to show it with you.
Amazing. I love the material that you used for your project.
It is actually a really good project.
Thank you so much.
We are happy.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's go back. I think we have Yusuf. Yusuf,
Yes.
are you with us?
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
too.
Hi, my name is Yusuf and I am from Gaza. I am now in Egypt, and this is made out of Lego pieces. I know there's not a lot of details in it, but I tried my best.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Really nice. Yeah.
Good job. Keep your hard work up.
Thank you.
Good job.
Amazing. And our
Amazing.
last one, Zakaria. Yes, Zakaria. Zacharias, I don't think he's with us.
That's also great. Like you're gonna eat
This is
that.
actually really good. I like the spaghettis and the stuff that are in it. It's really good.
Yeah.
Looks
Yes.
tasty.
Yeah.
I hate when people break pasta.
Yes.
Pasta's a good neuron.
Italian people would be so sad. They'd even come to their house just to show them the right way to make it.
They might.
Yeah, but I love how like the pasta here is like kind of free going, you know. It's like this neuron is like swimming, you know, on the plate.
Yeah.
This can
So
represent freedom.
I like the sauce as a nucleus.
yeah. All right. Actually, this was our last brain cell. Out of I don't know how many, but such a beautiful gallery. And yes, thank you for everyone all the students who made neurons and showed them today. And if you're watching this in the recording also, thank you. Does anyone want to add anything about their brain cell that they didn't get the chance to add?
Yes, I have a question, Mr. Abdurrahman.
Yes.
May I ask?
Yes. You're muted.
My mother always told me that eating eating chips and drinking fizzy drinks are bad for our brain cells.
Mm.
Is
Fizzy
that
drinks, you mean
true?
like
Is
sodas and
that
stuff?
true?
Fizzy drinks, you mean like sodas and stuff?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Is that true?
It
an important
is.
moment.
And the reason for this, it's because of all the sugars that are inside these things that won't really make your brain cells happy. But especially if you're consuming them a lot, like every day. So yeah, I think your mom have a point
Please
here.
don't tell me that.
It's the science. It's the science, Ahsan. It's the science. We have to trust the science. But also, if anyone here
I
has
love to eat chips.
I mean, you still can, but like just
Moderation, right?
moderation, yes.
Moderation.
Moderation. I like that.
Your mom is very smart.
Yeah, the brain needs a lot of different types of nutrients in order to get food, in order to sustain all of its very detailed and complicated functions. So definitely you want to make sure you're getting lots of nutritious foods, and these are often natural foods, as natural foods have a lot of different nutrients in them. But when we eat things like soda and chips, they tend to have less variety of different nutrients that our brain needs. They tend to just have things like fats and sugars. So definitely always okay to have a bag of chips or a soda once in a while, but you don't only want to be eating those things. You want to make sure you eat lots of healthy fruits and vegetables and lots of other nutritious food that your mother makes as well. And every, some chips and a soda every once in a while is totally okay. Yeah.
We were talking about nutritious foods and chips and sodas, but here in Gaza we have neither of those.
So Aaron, what other advice might you give to keep your brain healthy? Because Aaron just became a doctor. He just defended his big project called a thesis. And it had a lot to do with how to take care of your brain, right?
Absolutely. So, I mean, nutrition is always a cornerstone of health. And then socialization is another big one. It's always good to have social relationships, to build connections, to have networks for social support. I'm sure, as Natalie could speak to, sleep is incredibly important. We're seeing it supports so many different brain functioning and different aspects of that. Physical activity and exercise is always a good thing. There's lots of different ways you can kind of work together to keep your brain healthy and happy.
We're gonna try our best to try not eating unhealthy food.
That's awesome.
That's
Good job.
always good.
Exactly.
Salma, you had your hand raised.
Oh, so I have a random question about a brain disease.
Yeah, please.
So if someone with Alzheimer's is reminded of something, does the memory come back?
So Alzheimer's is really like a very upsetting kind of circumstance because all the neurons that connect to each other at those synapses, all those networks that are your memory, they when information flows along those networks, you recall specific experiences, they start to get disconnected. But deep in the brain, there are parts of the brain that are involved in like the habits that you've got, in the kind of emotional responses that you have to things, and also a lot of memory for, for example, like music, like the songs you love, and things like that. So if somebody is developing Alzheimer's disease, they found it's really helpful to play music that they listened to when they were younger. And that can really calm people, kind of get people kind of engaged and excited. And because of that, it can sometimes help to restore, some other memories, some memories of specific events and experiences and things like that. So if somebody is developing Alzheimer's, it's really helpful to give them lots of access to music that they love when they were growing up and stuff like that. So does anybody else want to add to that, or?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that that was our experience when my grandpa had Alzheimer's and we would go visit him. Sometimes he wouldn't remember who we were, but if I got in front of the piano and started playing some of his favorite songs, him and everybody else that maybe even forgot how to speak normally would come over and they would just sing. They would sing all their favorite songs. So it's so true and it's really lovely. So if you have someone that you know that's going through that, maybe bring them some music, and that might be a nice time that they can remember that in their body.
It's interesting because we have different systems in the brain for different types of memory. So the type that gets impacted by Alzheimer's it involves that structure we mentioned, right, called the hippocampus. And that's really important for your memory for specific experiences and episodes in your life, when you kind of can consciously go back, like, what did I eat yesterday? But then you also have these deeper areas that are involved in, like, when you learn to do something, to make something, to to have a habit, or like a kind of a skill, and that kind of memory is preserved, quite a bit in individuals with Alzheimer's.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Corinne. Yeah.
What happens if we hit the back of our head? Like, why we lose our memories? Is it because our neurons get disconnected or what?
Who wants to answer that question?
Like, for example, when someone hits a bat on the back of your head, there would be a percent chance that you might lose your memory. So why is that?
So the brain is very, very soft inside of your head, and it's actually swimming in this liquid, which we call cerebral spine fluid. And when you kind of move your head back and forth, it kind of goes back and forth a little bit. It kind of moves with your brain. So if someone were to hit their head very hard, whether it's the front or the back, your skull stops, but your brain keeps going and it can actually kind of hit back against your skull. And that jostle, just as you described, can result in neurons becoming disconnected and getting yanked out and getting pulled out in different areas. For instance, here in the United States, we have sports like football, where people a lot of times were to hit their heads, and we see that later in life, a lot of people who keep repeatedly getting their heads hit have issues with memory and also things like ability to regulate their emotions because those neurons are getting yanked and tugged out. But it's what's really amazing is that we were talking about this a little bit earlier. The brain has a really amazing way of regenerating, especially if you're young. It's always possible later in life, but under the age of 25, your brain is going through a lot of different developments and it's changing and it's rewiring. So if something were to happen, the brain has an amazing way of bouncing back and coming back after injury.
Wow, this is a really good information. Thank you for it.
Yeah, thank you, Aaron.
It's like amazing and wonderful. How could I thank you?
Oh my God.
Take care of your brain.
Mister.
Keep
When I
being awesome.
Catch and just let my head swing when it's like, and when it's like the
Can I
up of
ask
my head
something?
tell me that blood will come into your brain and like you would die.
Yeah, there's not a lot of space in the skull. There's the brain is there and it's surrounded by the fluid. But if something were to like bleed in the brain, for example, that could collect and put pressure, on the rest of the brain, and that could make it so it can't really function very well under those circumstances. So
We had so we have some hands raised.
yeah, please.
Can I
And
ask
also
something?
Better, I think. Better, are you?
Yes.
Yes.
How much time our brain work when we die?
So that's a good question. I mean, the brain is made of these incredible cells that you guys have all been illustrating with your artwork. And those cells, as we've discussed, right, they need like fuel to keep working, right? To keep functioning. They need sugar, they need, all the dates, they need that coffee, they need all that stuff has got to get in there. And you got to breathe too, right? So if you pass and you're no longer breathing and consuming the food, then there's going to be a point where those cells aren't going to be able to function, and the information's not going to be able to flow, efficiently along those networks. And the brain actually uses a lot of energy, and because those cells are pretty active and they require lots of energy, and some of the ones in the outer surface of the brain, the cortex, are quite large too, so they really use a lot of energy. So the brain doesn't last too long if it's not getting properly fed and supported with oxygen as well. So that's why it's really important to keep breathing, keep eating, keep moving, right?
Can I say something?
Please, Tara. Yeah.
I also heard that like being depressed or just mentally down, it can make you like forgetful and it's harmful to your brain cells.
So to like also take care of your neurons, to take care of mental health, because it's important as much as important as physical.
Absolutely. Does anybody want to like remark on that or respond to that? That's a very good point.
Yeah, I can say something about that. Yeah. One of the things that we recommend in clinical psychology, if someone's dealing with depression, is this idea called behavioral activation. And so by going out into kind of doing things that you enjoy with other people that you love, whether it's cooking food or going out on a walk, spending any kind of time in nature, uh, is supposed to sort of help combat the depression. So even though depression makes someone feel sad and feel down, by sort of pushing back against that and still going out and doing the things you love, it'll help you start to feel better. So
That's very good advice. Yeah. Actually, who wanted to talk about, there was like nature was very important too. It helps to be in nature and things like that, right? Or there's like water nearby to look at, right? If there's trees or forest to walk through.
Oh, yeah, nature is really good for your health. There's a lot of different pathways that it leads to health benefits. One, it reduces stress per stress reduction theory. Another, it improves your attention. So it actually helps to restore your attention from this kind of cognitive overload that we experience going throughout our lives. It's attention restoration theory. It also promotes physical activity because people like to go out and walk in nature. It also promotes socialization because a lot of times you like to go walk with a friend and communicate with them, or go camping or on a hike or have parties out in nature. It can also improve air quality. Trees can also release different pheromones called phenocides, like tree oils, that have beneficial effects on our immune system. Can regulate temperature. There's a lot of different benefits that nature can provide. Absolutely.
Austin, were you going to say something? I saw you unmute.
Oh, no, I was just gonna comment on the like stress and depression thing that I think that the advice that was given is great, and kind of a fun fact is like different parts of your brain can actually shrink and grow. So you can have, enlargements of certain areas and shrinkings of certain areas with diverse functions in response to stress and stuff like that, which isn't a good thing because, you don't want certain parts of your brain shrinking and growing all the time. But it is interesting to think that, external influences from your life that might be good things or might be bad things can actually rewire and increase the volume of certain structures in your brain, like lots of cortisol that comes from stress, having like, your hippocampus shrinking, for example, is something that can happen. So it's really good to find those things that make you happy and help you regulate stress so that your brain can remain happy and not be affected by the external world. So yeah, I think nature is a great thing. Or watching anything really, anything that helps you separate your negative experience from yourself and cheer you up, I think is a great way to protect your brain.
And we also mentioned like how going exploring, going to new places and things like that can help to promote the development of new neurons. So what they call neurogenesis, the generation of new cells. And that can lead to what Austin was suggesting is maybe some increases in the volume of certain structures, including parts of the hippocampus. So it can maybe counteract some of that stress, response.
Absolutely.
And we've kind of we're working with kind of a new field of science where it's not just random. Everything is being calibrated to your environment. So as you consistently perceive stress, your brain is developing and responding. It's adapting to that stress in a bunch of different ways. One of the ways we've found is it can actually enhance forms of contextual learning and memory. It really can help. It can help people to enhance the way that they learn associations with their environment, and they can learn these associations quicker, remember them quicker, and then apply them these associations, how they exist in the real world, to the life in a way that is beneficial and adaptive.
How would, since this is like more into the contextual learning, how would the different environment play a role in adaptation of the brain, especially, for example, an environment of many of the students here are currently living in or have lived in before they evacuate, an environment of bombardments, displacements, constant violence. So how would this environment kind of affect the brain, but also what could we do to try to protect and navigate this kind of situation?
Absolutely. So as the brain is going through well, one really thing about the human brain. So a baby giraffe, it's born, and in 10 hours, it can get up and run. But a human infant, we take about 12 to 15 months before we take our first steps. So the human brain is actually born underdeveloped. So we can finish our development outside of the womb. And as we're going through child development, the brain is constantly asking the question, what environment am I in? And it's looking for signals in this environment. And it uses these signals to predict what the future environment's going to be like. And then it matches its development in a way that would be adaptive in that capacity. So in a very, if the brain consistently gets the answer that the world is threatening, hostile, adverse, and dangerous, it develops in ways that would be adaptive and promote survival in these environments. For instance, one of the things we see is heightened reactivity of the amygdala. Kids from kind of these backgrounds tend to be more vigilant of their environment. They're scanning the environment around for threats, because that would also be incredibly adaptive, because if you're able to find a threat, you can respond to it sooner. However, that's just one side of the story. It also increases your vigilance to positive and supportive things in your environment. Because if you're in a world that's adverse, you need to be around those people who are caring and supporting you. So it actually increases your neural reward system in response to social support and social connection. So by understanding both sides of the story, we can better integrate this knowledge and create interventions like social support, nature exposure, that harnesses these strengths that are produced from adverse and unpredictable environments.
Amazing. So at an individual level,
yeah,
what an individual could do is look for like care, like family, friends, to support them during these tough times. And so this is one form of interventions, but like at an individual level, or like daily things one could do, what do you suggest based on research?
Yeah, absolutely. So for daily, just day-to-day things, the school system is a fantastic way to kind of integrate these aspects, because that is something that students will experience every single day. And we're just starting to understand these different learning strategies right now. So we're really kind of preliminary on incorporating them into science, but things like, universal design for learning, things that cater to all the different learning styles of students and allow them to succeed. But it really comes down to, at the end of the day, every student has different needs, has different interests, have different desires, and we need to create environments that support these. And in the meantime, yeah, students can keep going and exploring new things, trying new things. Like this Northwest Noggin outreach is a perfect opportunity to really, learn about new things, talk to new people, gain new perspectives, and yeah, just kind of all function together.
Amazing. Thank you, Aaron. Okay.
Can I add on to that, just in terms like a practical intervention? Sleep is so important, and I know sometimes it might be scary to sleep at night. And some things that I've been learning lately is that's okay if it's hard to sleep at night, as long as you can sleep at some point during the day, take a nap somewhere. It's so helpful. So if sleeping at night is really scary, sleeping at some point during the day for however long is going to be super helpful.
There's that's a phenomenal point. And there's this technique, I believe it's taught in kind of to soldiers in that context for helping sleeping on battlefields, which I have trouble sleeping in my bed some nights, so I can only imagine. But the logic's pretty simple. You need to first you lie in your bed and you kind of make yourself like a pencil, and you just take deep breaths and feel your whole body. And then the most important step is you need to stop thinking, right? Little hard to do. That's probably one of the hardest steps. So they have this recommendation. You basically chant a mantra in your head, because you can't be thinking about something while also actively thinking a mantra at the same time. So the mantra that I use is don't think. So I just keep the going, like, don't think, don't think, don't think. And it sounds silly, but I'm sitting there for 1 minute and I blink and then it's the morning time. It's just like, whoa, why did that happen? So yeah, definitely that could be an effective way to help to go to sleep.
Actually, I think this point is very interesting if we could connect it with Philip's clinical psychology work, because so clinical psychology could tell us, like, if you're having thoughts, you should like allow them in and listen to them and not push them away. So how could these two intersect? I would very interested to learn.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess maybe you're talking about like if you have thoughts that are more distressing, right? We don't want to avoid the thoughts, because the more that we avoid them, the bigger they grow, and the more they can kind of interfere with our sleep. Well, one thing that can help, I guess, would just before you go to sleep too, is this idea of like using like a worry log, where you take all of the things that are on your mind that are bothering you, and you write them down, put them in a drawer somewhere so that you're kind of externalizing them. But in doing that, you're acknowledging them, right? You're not like just pushing them away and avoiding them, but you're actually acknowledging the thoughts and saying, hey, I'm going to come back to this distressing thought, whatever it might be, deal with it later. But right now, it's bedtime. That's the one goal and task that I have at hand. So does that sort of answer the question?
It does.
That's very helpful.
Maybe
Yeah.
if we had a hot shower and quiet music, we can sleep better.
That's a
Yeah,
fantastic.
the hot shower helps a lot. It makes your body cooler internally, because when you take a hot shower, you get like the vessels on the outside of your body expand and heat goes from the core out.
It
And
makes
when you
you
get
relax so well.
you relax and you cool down when you get to sleep. You may pull a blanket over, at a certain point.
Rehat, do you have?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Was
Excuse me, I have a small question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can the brain continue to learn and adapt throughout life?
Yes. Yes.
It can
And actually,
adapt?
Aaron, I think this is an important point. Well, yeah, can adapt to share about if you have some of these early, like intense sort of experiences, right? Adverse experiences, that can actually even make you more adaptable in some ways in certain environments later. Is that correct? Or that's what you? Mhm.
Absolutely. Yeah, so it can so as you go through development, yeah, the brain is constantly asking the question what you're in, and then it'll develop in certain ways. But as you're going through life, your body is constantly adapting to your environment. Just that first kind of period in the first 25 years of your life, you're kind of going through the most adaptation. That's why it's the easiest to learn a new language when you're younger in life. But can you not learn a language later in life? You absolutely can. So you can keep adapting as you go throughout your whole life and environment. We just have this whole bunch of extra adaptation that happens when you're a child.
And Jeff, I was going to say, what about making art?
Oh, art can be really helpful, because it can, at the same time, when you're making art, you're really focused on that, and so you you may be thinking about things kind of over and over again that you don't necessarily want to think about all the time, but art can really kind of help you have something to sort of focus on. But also, a lot of times with art, because you're really kind of expressing, maybe your own ideas and something about yourself, and also in a way kind of telling a story, like depicting what might happen or what could happen, that you can also sort of uh, envision some different outcome, like if you think, oh, the same thing is just going to keep happening over and over again, it can often help to just sit down and draw something different happening. So you can imagine that it might not always.
Drawing takes off the stress.
Yeah.
There's many different forms of art. Like there's the art with the neurons that you created, but there's also dancing and there's singing and there's all kinds of different ways that you can express yourself. And all those different ways, you're using different parts of your brain, which is actually helping to strengthen and create your ability to get ideas out of your head and express yourself.
Sports
Is that Ernix or Broca's area? It's been a minute.
Okay, I have a question.
Sports as well. Sports as well. As well.
May I ask?
Yes, Salma, yes, you may.
Would you mind me asking about brain disease again?
Yes, please
No,
go
please
ahead.
go right.
So, people that have it, are they aware they forgot something?
So if it's dementia, actually, sometimes people are not aware that they have lost something, and other times they are painfully aware. At the early stages of Alzheimer's, they're often very aware. And then, they can forget. And, a lot of that can be very frustrating, even if they don't know what it is that they no longer have access to. They can feel a sense of loss and irritation, or, and they often get very irritable and upset. So again, having music or something that sort of restores them emotionally to themselves and can help to call up, the memories that they do retain is extremely, helpful and, and useful, right?
Thanks.
That's a great question. You're very welcome, Sal. That's a great question. So you guys, I
Thank you
think
so much
we
for your
actually have
great
to.
efforts to explain this information.
Thank you so much for your questions and your incredible art. And we'd love to return again. I don't know if that's possible, but we'd love to set up another, maybe Abdul Rahman, we should start talking about like another project, right, with Jeff and stuff like that we could potentially do. Because this was a lot of fun and we
Yes.
learned a lot.
Yes, of course. And students, if you also have any ideas, I mean, you can help us with coming up with project ideas. So you can like share a message with us and help us figure out our next visits. So yeah.
Mr. Abdul Rahman,
Yes.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Does the brain cells work when I sleep?
Yes, they're very active when you sleep. Actually, they are the activity that they do and the work that they do during when you are sleeping is very important for the time that you are awake. So many of the things that you learn during the day are kind of like being put in storage in the part of the brain that is called the hippocampus. And you can remember them better later on. So this is why sleep is important, because it kind of helps your brain learns the things that it needs during the day. And I think Natalie here, she studies sleep, so she can also answer you.
Yeah, there's different kinds of phases or stages of sleep that you go into throughout the night. At first, when you first fall asleep, you're in a deeper kind of sleep. But then later towards the morning, you get more, you're more in that state where you're dreaming. It's also called REM sleep because REM stands for rapid eye movement. And that kind of mimics like when you're dreaming and you're seeing things, your eyes are moving around and stuff. And both of those kinds of sleep are really important. If you wake up too early, then you're not getting that REM sleep, and so you might not feel as well rested. But yeah, so all different kinds of sleep are important, and so that's also why it's important to just get a large amount of sleep. And another note that I also want to make is as you get older, when you're going through puberty and you're a teenager, you're naturally going to want to go to sleep later and wake up later. And that's totally okay. That is your body's natural rhythm. And then when you're an adult, it'll kind of go back to that regular phase again. And so just be mindful of that as well. Just follow your body's like natural rhythm as best as you can. It's hard, but it's important.
I want to add something. That is very true, and I totally agree. One cool sleep fact that I have to add to your question that was asked is there's this other aspect of sleep that is pretty new, relatively new in research, and there's this thing called the glymphatic system, and that's a big fancy word, so I'll tell you what it means. But basically, whenever you're going throughout life and going throughout your day, all of the activity in your brain can actually cause debris to build up just naturally from cells working hard and turning over. And whenever you go to sleep, there's actually a process where, as Aaron mentioned earlier, there's this fluid that surrounds all your brain cells. And whenever you are sleeping, there's a process where your brain kind of acts like a pump, and it will use that liquid, that cerebrospinal fluid, to push out the debris and sort of clear out the garbage that has been built up in your brain cells. And this is really important because if that debris builds up and it doesn't get cleared out because you're not sleeping well, that can cause lots of issues in the future. And actually, that has been linked to the development of diseases like Alzheimer's disease, where you're just getting, it's like if the garbage man isn't coming and picking up your trash, it's just going to pile up and up and up and up. And eventually that causes a big issue. But yeah, actually, the patterns of sort of this orchestrated wave of activity that goes across your brain actually causes the neurons in your brain to sort of expand and contract a little bit. And this is kind of like pushing the fluid through and bringing that garbage out with it so that you can have a clean, healthy brain.
I know if I don't get a good night's sleep
Oh,
or a couple of nights of sleep, I feel like there's still garbage in my brain. Exactly.
Definitely.
And if you have a really good night's sleep, you feel like, they've come and picked up the trash. Exactly. Mhm.
oh,
Hey,
it's
everybody, I'm
amazing.
sorry. It is. I'm sorry. Go ahead, please. It is amazing.
Oh, it's amazing. Saying, I so happy to participate in participate in this project, and I am really happy to meet you. Thank you for answering.
Of course, you're welcome. This is Shadi speaking, or
Ahad Akila.
Ahad, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ahad.
So
May
I
I,
just want to,
may I ask a question, please?
yes, let's do one more question, and then we would love to return, but Jeff and I just have to go teach a class. So we have to
Yes.
leave. Otherwise, we would be here. We would stay here all morning. We would love, or all evening for you guys too. But we would like to return, so we will set that up. But let's hear this question. I
I'm
would love to hear
very
your
sorry
question.
for that, but I want to know the answer.
Then you should ask the question. Exactly.
If you were in a coma, and do you feel anything around you? And what will
So who
happen
wants to
if you wake up from the coma? Could you move or remember things again?
So a coma actually involves, an injury to the brain, typically to the lower portion of the brain called the brain stem. And in the brain stem are some really, really important structures, parts of the brain that keep the rest of the brain awake or asleep. They determine if you're awake or you're asleep. So there's some really remarkable cells. They, look like there's like a neuron here. There's a whole bunch of neurons in your brain stem, and then they send their axons out to the rest of the brain, and they release all of these neurotransmitters like dopamine or norepinephrine or serotonin or acetylcholine, and collectively, when they're all releasing that transmitter, you're awake, you're alert, you're able to engage different networks in your brain so you can remember, you can attend, you can, make decisions and things like that. And then when you get drowsy, like if it's, I think it's kind of late there now, right? It's probably like 7, 8 o'clock or something. So when you start to get drowsy, the level of release starts to drop and you get sleepier and your eyes roll, etc. And when you get really, really into sleep, into certain stages of deep sleep, there's not a lot of activity of these brainstem cells. So if they are damaged because of an injury, like a stroke or a trauma or something, you don't wake up. You just are completely not aroused, not alert, and you can't deploy all these networks that let you remember and let you decide and let you perceive and things like that.
Like a die person?
Well, it's interesting. So sometimes the damage is temporary. Like it may be because there was bleed. Remember we talked about if you bleed in the brain, it can put pressure. So it can put pressure on the brain stem. So you won't wake up for a little bit, but then the pressure goes away. They, help the brain, the inflammation goes down, etc. And then these systems can come back online and then people can wake up again, and they can have normal sleep and wake cycles again. So it is possible to kind of recover function.
What
It's
will
interesting,
happen
like,
if we wake up again?
well, then they, potentially can recover full consciousness again, depending on how much damage was done to the brain. If there was not a lot of damage done to the cortex and other parts of, below the cortex that are really important for your cortex, that bark of the brain to function, people do retain, or regain full consciousness. They can perceive again, they can remember again, they can do all
So
that
it
sort of thing
it
again.
really depends on the injury.
Okay,
and
Mr.
the kind
Thank you for your time.
Okay,
You're
thank you,
welcome. Thank you
everyone.
very much for your question.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much, everyone, for coming, for all the
Thank you
Noggin
so much
I'm
volunteers
for
happy
and
to
for
watching
students.
it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I
Amazing.
happy to listen to it.
We are all grateful to have you today.
Thank you so much. We're very
We
grateful
are
to have you.
grateful to join with you.
Exactly.
Amazing. Okay.
Thank you. We learned a lot.
Thank you so much. Seriously, this is wonderful. We can't wait to return.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
and we also.
And Abdul Rahman, thank you so much, by the way.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
everybody.
Thank
students.
you a lot.
And
Goodbye.
have a nice
I love
day.
the night. Bye.
We'll see you again.
Bye.